Okay. Well, I bet everyone is confused on why I'm doing this, and I'm gonna be explaining why I'm doing this because you already know. Even though I'm just like an original YouTuber, right? Even though I just make original content, I still want to do other types of content that people wouldn't expect me to do. I don't care if it doesn't do well. Okay. I just want to do different types of content. Is that a crime, guys? Because I don't think it is. I don't think it's a I don't think it's a crime to do different content. Just like because anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Afru, can you say hi?
What? Hi.
Hello.
Chicken nuggets.
So yeah, we're gonna be watching Dreams, the Truth video. I've already watched a bit of it. I've watched like 27 minutes of it, but I haven't watched the rest, so we're gonna watch the rest together. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Let me just give me a second, guys. Everyone's probably gonna be like so confused. They're gonna be like, dude, why are you like streaming yourself reacting to the dream? It's because I want to, okay? I feel like it. Alright? You can bully me if you want, but I'm just doing this for fun, okay? I'm not doing this because I think it's gonna get me a lot of views. I'm doing this because I just want to, okay? Like, stop. I don't get the people that make it weird, you know? It's like when I make different types of content, like especially that Sniper Wolf video I made, right? I just tried to make a funny, quirky video and stuff like that. And people are just like, wow, bro, you're definitely trying to get views, bro. You're definitely trying to get clout, bro. And I'm just like, man, like, I just wanna do different, types of content sometimes. That's not really a crime now, is it? Anyway.
No, it's not a crime.
Um
You know what is a crime?
what is?
The fact that you still haven't started the reaction yet.
My bad. I'm just waiting for people to come in. Alright. Hello, my favorite African American streamer. Okay. Anyway, guys, hope y'all are ready to see this abomination. By abomination, I mean abomination of a stream. I'm not talking about Dreams video. So yeah. I'd say so far the video is pretty good, Like, I think he's explained everything pretty well. Honestly, I don't even understand how people like make videos. Now I know why it took so long for this video to come out. It's because it was well made. But yeah, let's look at the other points. Anyway, all right. So we're at the statement from the person who ran my Snapchat in 2020. All right. Hope y'all are ready. I don't know if I should full screen this. I don't know if that does anything.
Yeah, just full screen it.
Okay.
There's a difference between a fan of mine who reacts to my videos because they're entertaining and makes some content about me because that's what gets views that I end up becoming friends with, than a random stan that posts thirst edits of me. Obviously a massive difference. There's a difference between a random stan in your Twitch chat that watches every stream because they love you, and a regular viewer that's in your community because they have common interests with you that you end up becoming friends with. And at that point, they're no longer a fan. They're a friend. And in some cases, becoming some of the most beloved couples on the internet. My point is that there's a lot of nuance. I think it's a responsibility of a creator to be able to recognize dynamics, avoid any weird ones. You can't just look at the fact that somebody follows you or is watching all of your videos and write them off as, oh, they're a fan, therefore we can have no conversation. I was also fans of a lot of my friends before I became friends with them. A lot of people that I ended up hiring as editors or artists or really anything are fans. And then of course you can become friends. Again, the whole point is that there's a lot of specifics to it. You can't just write somebody off completely. But again, that's fans, that's not stans. Otherwise, moving back to the next very important thing. Now, the second allegation is what I'm going to talk about in extreme detail. Second allegation came out soon after the first and said that the first allegation was why they were sharing their story. It was from a girl that claimed that when she was 17, we inappropriately messaged. This did not happen. Let's get into the details. On September 23rd, 2020, Amanda messaged me from her personal Instagram account, sending a message that was clearly a fan message. She thanked me for saving her life, and I replied to this message. In September of 2020, I was a lot smaller than I am now, so I got a lot less DMs, and I was much more active in like the fan communities and people. And all I replied was, "Oh, thank you for the kind words," And then I also replied, glad to make you smile, after she followed up with the message. I put a transcript of every Instagram message that I've ever sent her linked in the description. It might not be every message that she sent me because there's proof that she deleted Instagram messages to me. An old TikTok of hers has messages from me that wasn't in her post with the accusations when she showed our messages, but my transcript tried to include those and piece it together. But again, it might not be all of them because I don't know what she deleted.
Wait, hold on. TikTok she posts on her account before the allegations. The arrows point to messages that are not in her video. Showing our Instagram DMs with the allegations, meaning she accidentally showed that she deleted messages in between. Okay.
But my transcript tried to include those and piece it together. But again, it might not be all of them because I don't know what she deleted. I only know what she deleted from the thing she accidentally showed.
Wait, I need to make sure. Hold on. Can you guys hear? You guys can hear it? Okay. Okay, cool. Bro, it's like 3 a.m. Go to sleep. You mean 2:08? Yeah, it's 2:08. You are actually so good at reading, bro. No cap. Yeah, it's definitely like guys, if it's 9 minutes past like the hour time, then it's definitely like you can already just say it's already the next hour. Like you might as well because time goes so fast, right? All right, let's keep watching.
In her old TikTok of the deleted messages. Amanda, on the other hand, how are you doing, Dream? September 25th. The next day I replied, I'm good. Thank you. How are you? Amanda, the same day, replied, I'm doing okay. Could be better. Could be worse. Thank you for asking. Amanda replied, how's your kitty doing? I love cats. I replied and said she's doing amazing. September 28th. So 3 days later, Amanda said, Dream, I need some advice. I'm trying to become a small streamer on Twitch, but not a single person joins my streams. How do I get an audience? October 2nd. So a few days later, I replied and said, try and play with your friends maybe? Post clips to Reddit and stuff. And then she replied and said, okay, thank you, with a heart. The next day she messaged me again and said, Dream, would you ever consider playing Among Us with me? XD. I guess this was during the Among Us craze. We're still in 2020. October 5th, 2020. I replied, maybe, heart. Amanda said, LOL, I'll take the maybe. That would be sick. I didn't reply. This is a month and a little bit later. Amanda said, hi, Dream. And then she sent another message that was deleted after she made the allegations. We don't know what it was. We only know the last couple characters. And again, we only know it exists because she messed up and included it in an old TikTok of hers. And then I replied and later and said, hi. Amanda said, how are you? November 16th. So that's another few days later. I replied and said, good, good. How about you? She replied and said, I'm pretty good. Thank you. November 30th. So, like 2 weeks later, Amanda said, hi, Dream. I want to actually become a streamer like you and your friends. I'm just so uneducated on what supplies I need. Can you recommend me all the products I need to successfully stream? Like computer, cam, mic, headset, etc.? You have no idea how I would appreciate it. December 5th, 2020. So like a week later, I replied and said, almost everything I have was recommended by Bad Boy Halo. Haha. Amanda replied and she sent another message that she deleted after she made the allegations. That again, we won't know what it was. December 26th. So almost a month later, Amanda sent a video. We don't know what the video was. I don't think it was opened. I don't know though. I didn't reply. January 5th, Amanda said again, hi Dream, I just want to say happy late New Year and Merry Christmas. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished this year. I hope I am fortunate enough one day to be as successful as you. If you could tell me what kind of computer you have, that'd be great. January 16th, so 11 days later, I replied, thank you. Amanda replied, deleted message, and then part of it was, how are you? But obviously, I didn't reply. April 13th.
Offer, you're still here, right?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so Jesus Christ. It's just like a lot of back and forth text messages. Okay, let's keep watching.
So a while, like a long
I don't know like what input I'm supposed to put because right now I'm just like listening to text messages. But I'll get my thoughts on after the messages and what I think.
long time later, Amanda messaged me again and said,
Like,
hi.
how about
I replied, hi.
after every section of the video, you, like, give your thoughts on it?
Yeah.
Amanda said, how are you? I said, decent. How are you? She said, I'm all right. Thank you. Then she said, I heard some snippets of the song you're working on, and I really like it. You have a really nice singing voice. I replied on April 14th. Thank you. So that was the next day. She said, you're welcome. And then December 26th, so that was like a long time later, she messaged me and said, Merry late Christmas, heart. I didn't reply. January 10th, she messaged me and said, hi, my Snapchat was banned and I have no friends. How are you? I replied 2 days later and said, how TF does a Snapchat get banned? Amanda replied and said, I'm pretty sure it's because I posted videos of me smoking, but all my memories from 2014 are gone. So sad. I replied the next day and said, damn. And then she replied that same day and said, yeah, it sucks. How are your holidays? I replied the next day and said, good. How about you? And then Amanda replied that same day and said, pretty good. You may be wondering at this point, why are you replying to her? You seem clearly disinterested. You're taking days or weeks to reply, and then when you do reply, it's very dry. Well,
Yeah, honestly, that's what I figured. I think it's because, like, how do I explain this? I think it's like, okay, so I had like a similar thing where it's like, I'm not trying to come across as mean, right? But if somebody like messages me, right, and they like,
yeah,
and they text me constantly, right? And I'm just thinking, like, should I reply or should I not? And then there's sometimes where I miss the text, right? So it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you don't want to talk to the person, but you also don't want to be rude. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes when they're like texting you a lot and they're like, when you're trying to do something, I don't know if that comes across as rude, but if I don't like reply to you, then it's either two reasons. It's either I missed the text, right? Or I read your text and I just forgot to reply, which, you know, happens a lot, especially as a content creator, because you have so many messages you need to go through. And sometimes you click on a message, you're like, I'll respond to it later. And then you just end up forgetting because you just have a lot of things on your mind. Like, for example, I have a lot of things on my mind. This dude probably has way more things on his mind. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, let's see.
Well, Instagram has a really stupid feature that makes it so that once you've replied to someone's DMs once, you can't remove their ability to personally message you unless you block them. You cannot be following them, you can delete them from your inbox, they can still message you and pop up in your notifications. I'm showing an example on screen of my DM continuing to pop up on my alt account, just to show how it works. Obviously, given I replied to Amanda back in 2020 when I had a much smaller community, she was stuck in my inbox for the rest of time. You can temporarily delete someone from your inbox, and it deletes all of your message history to them for you, but they can still message you, with now a blank DM history. So at one point, wanting her to stop DMing me, I swiped her out of my inbox multiple times. It's actually completely provable that I did do this. I'm showing a video of my Instagram DMs to Amanda now, where they start in December of 2021, much later than her original DMs. Because you can't delete other people's individual messages and you can only delete entire conversations, this proves 100% that I was trying to delete her ability to message me.
Bro, that is so weird though. Wait, what? Wait, so you're telling me on Instagram you couldn't... Wait. What? Wait a second. Wait, so you're telling me, wait, was he able to block him? Or did I miss that part? Hold on.
No, wait, what?
Hold on, let me go back. Hold on.
At this point, why are you replying to her? You seem clearly disinterested. You're taking days or weeks to reply, and then when you do reply, it's very dry. Well, Instagram has a really stupid feature that makes it so that once you've replied to someone's DMs once, you can't remove their ability to personally message you unless you block them. You cannot be following them, you can delete them from your inbox, they can still...
I see. So he can still block them. But then again, it'd also be rude to block a fan. I don't know. That is weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like Instagram, that is a very weird feature. Like just imagine, right? That like you imagine somebody DMs you on Instagram, right? You DM them back, and then you just like try to remove them. You don't want to block them, right? But you just want to remove them. Like you just don't want to talk to them. Dude, that's actually okay. Wow. All right.
Yeah, it's
can't delete other people's
dumb
individual
feature.
messages in December of 2021, much later than her original DMs. Because you can't delete other people's individual messages and you can only delete entire conversations, this proves 100% that I was trying to delete her ability to message me in 2021. It also shows a problem. The only messages that I can see from Amanda were from December 2021 onward. I had no context or recollection of her original messages to me that made it clear that she was a really big fan. I don't remember everyone that messages me, who they are, where I know them from, so on. She messaged me from her personal Instagram, had no connections to any fan accounts, didn't send me any more fan messages, and she had DM'd me many times talking about content creation and streaming, some of which she deleted. She seemed very normal, friendly, and implied strongly that she was overage. What I thought about her age doesn't matter that much because nothing inappropriate happened, but it does matter to show my mindset because I don't go around befriending underage girls or people that are obsessed with me or my content to the best of my...
Wait, so my question is, if nothing inappropriate ever happened, then what's the point of... That makes no sense. Like if there was if there was nothing inappropriate, right, between the text messages, then how did this ever become an allegation? That's my question. Like I don't know.
No, people just make stuff up.
Maybe the texts were taken out of context. I'd say yeah. I think like they were just innocent texts, but they were taken out of context. I don't know. I'm not really sure because I don't really know too much about this stuff. I don't really watch stream a lot, or I don't really look through the drama, but bro is not famous enough to get text messages. Bro, what are you saying? I get text messages all the time. Look, I just got a message from DX9 Trigger, who apparently is also in the stream, mind you. All right, look, listen, but seriously, I actually do get I actually do get a lot of text messages. Okay, but anyway, that's besides the point. Okay. Lead's new song hurt my ears for real. Okay, bro. Like, if it hurt your ears, you know what you can do? Like, listen. I'm gonna show you what you can do. Okay, I'm gonna show you what you can do. Okay, let's say this is the song, right? Let's say you're watching the song, right? This is the song. All right, you listen to it. Oh my god, it's so bad. Just pause the video. Pause the video and leave. Like, why are you coming into my chat just saying this? Why do I need to know, bro? Like, seriously, that's how you know you're just seeking attention. Like, I don't care. All right, if you don't like the song, then you don't like it. Simple. Hey, but that diss track that's coming up, like that diss track that I made on myself, it's gonna be a banger. Trust me. It's gonna be one of the best things I've ever made. Anyway.
That are obsessed with me or my content. To the best of my knowledge, she was neither. Continuing with the transcript, now we get to the very end, which was our first real conversation. This one was about music, which makes sense. It's something I'm really passionate about. At the time, I was working on a song called Trust Issues and some other random music projects, and in the middle of us talking about music, I gave her my Snapchat. I said, add me on Snapchat, and she said, sure thing, just added you. I was sharing music snippets with a bunch of people at the time, and as we were talking about music, I wanted to share them with her. And I'm obviously not going to send snippets of a new song over Instagram. Now, I've pretty much always used Snapchat as one of my main forms of communication. It was actually the first social media I ever got because a friend of mine wanted to start a streak with me, and it's something I started using a lot more when I became faceless on YouTube, because yeah, stuff is deleted. You don't have to stress over people analyzing or leaking everything you say. And for me, even for something as simple as a picture of my cat, people used to zoom into my cat's eyes to look at the reflection to try and dox me. This was not uncommon at all. So of course I felt much more comfortable using Snapchat during this period, especially with people that I wasn't great friends with, but even with my best friends. Now let's go over her actual claims in detail. Amanda claims that after I added her on Snapchat on January 17th, 2022, that we started sexting. She showed that her birthday, when she would turn 18, is on February 17th.
Okay.
A month later. She claims that we sexted from around the 17th of January, the day I added her on Snapchat, to the 10th of February, and then that it stopped. She said that while she was still underage, we exchanged nudes. Her evidence of this was 2 photos of, supposedly me, from after she was 18, complimenting her.
Wait a second. Hold on. Got that 500 snap score. What are these messages?
Her final important claim was that she traveled to Orlando in August and that we planned to meet up and have sex. And I just want to make sure that I blatantly deny this before continuing. None of this is true. And now I'm going into more detail. Now, unfortunately, because she didn't provide any proof of these things, it's difficult to be specific about some of the things she claimed. It's much easier to completely make up that something happened than it is to prove that it never did. Like if I said right now, prove to me 100% that you never sexted a specific person that you've had on Snapchat at any point, it would be impossible to do. But what I can do is lay out all the inconsistencies, talk about the proven lies, the specifics, point out questions that were never asked, and provide all of the evidence that I have. And I believe that luckily, that's way more than enough. So first, I want to talk about the timeline. Every contact we've ever had with each other before January 17th is the Instagram DMs, which I just read to you, which are now all public in their entirety in the description of this video, other than the messages that she deleted. She claims that sexting started around January 17th and that sexting stopped February 10th.
So from the 17th to maybe February 10th is the time frame where we were sexting.
So even if we say that it started a couple weeks before it stopped, you'd have to believe that every message you've just seen, we went from that to sexting days later in 2022 before my face reveal. Even if you want to give her the maximum benefit of doubt and say that she confused the timeline, she turned 18 on the 17th, 1 week after she claimed the sexting stopped. So there's not much leeway. Secondly, we can talk about her Twitter. She tweeted out defending me from hate on my face reveal 10 days before the allegations, and was liking my tweets, including a subscriber milestone tweet 2 days before she tweeted her allegations. With the timing of the face reveal and her allegation, my belief is that there was a lot of hate and that it's easy to get spiteful and join in on a hate train. I had ignored multiple of her Instagram DMs and Snapchat messages in recent months, and I had also made a new Snapchat that I didn't add her on. I still used my old Snapchat occasionally, but I just rarely responded. That's my only real explanation for why she flipped so quickly from being publicly positive to me to lying about me, but I guess I'll never really know. Thirdly, the only photos she showed as proof that I groomed her were both pictures from based on her own evidence after she was 18, meaning even if we give her the benefit of doubt and assume everything she's provided is real and truthful, she was 18 when these messages would have been sent, and I had no context to the fact that she was more than a small streamer. But on top of that, I unblocked her Snapchat, went through our Snapchat chats, and couldn't find either of the messages that she was talking about. I also downloaded all of our Snapchat logs using the Snapchat data tool, which she can do as well, and neither of the compliments that she showed were in the logs. Now honestly, this is pretty useless information because there's almost no messages in the logs at all, but it's still extremely weird that she was asked for these logs many times. It takes 5 minutes to download, and she never did it. probably because it doesn't support what she was saying. On top of those things, from everything she told me, she was 19 and we had no inappropriate contact. The context of these messages would be a 22-year-old creator calling a 19-year-old streamer gorgeous on a birthday post while giving her a gift card as a birthday present. Finally, she said that we planned to meet up and have sex in August when she was in Orlando.
It was suggested that we meet up and have sex. I was either going to have him come to the resort I was at, or he was going to pick me up and bring him to his house.
First of all, this was before my face reveal. I did not leave my house. I was massively paranoid. I was not meeting up with a random person I had just met 2 months.
Bro, I just realized something. Dude, oh my god, no. Dude, I want to say it so badly, but I know it's going to come off like the wrong way. Okay,
Just say it.
Okay, imagine if this was like even though it's not true, right? Or at least like but like imagine if it were true, right? Imagine if they actually were to meet up. Just imagine how awkward it would be for him to wear the mask. I think you know where I'm going with this. Okay, nah, but in my opinion, if this was actually true, dude, that actually be like, like I don't know, it'd just be a bit awkward and weird, no? Like if he was like actually like wearing the mask while doing it. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
Months before my face reveal, let alone at a resort, which is what her claim was. I'm gonna go ahead and play a phone call with my mom just to give you some perspective from before my face reveal. How many times do you think that I left the house between 2021 and my face reveal?
Wow, I don't know, 3? Maybe 4.
What did I leave the house for whenever I left the house?
Well, I know you went to the dentist 3 times, and then I think one other time was when you had the kidney stones.
So oh yeah, you're the hospital.
I think those were the only times you left the house, and we were worried because we didn't want you to call 911 because we didn't even know if they would come because of all the fake swattings and everything. So I had to come get you and take you to the hospital. So it was probably 5 times that you left.
Okay, what was the process when we did leave the house? What was the process like?
Crazy. I pulled into the garage, shut the garage door. You would get in the back seat, way back of the van, with a blanket over yourself, and you wouldn't come out from under the blanket until we were on the highway.
I was a little paranoid.
A little bit.
What was the inside of the house like? What precautions did we take?
Oh my gosh, it was like a cave. Every window was covered, even the high windows that were arches. We had to like tape curtains over them so that even a drone wouldn't be able to see in. Everything was covered. Yeah, so we had the banker come to the house because you wouldn't go out of the house, but we needed to set up bank accounts. Whatever it was that needed to happen, we were the ones that did it so that you didn't have to go out.
Okay, thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. I love you.
Love you too. Bye. Again, as you can probably tell, what she claims definitely didn't happen. Either she's telling the truth and her story makes sense, or she's not, and it doesn't. Now, some other stuff to note. After her allegations, she deleted a lot of evidence. She unliked a lot of tweets she had liked. She deleted replies of hers on Twitter and TikTok that hurt her credibility or contradicted what she was saying. She deleted Instagram DMs to me and only got caught because she accidentally showed them in an old TikTok of hers, and that's all completely factual and documented. Later, she was bragging on TikTok, calling people doubting her jealous, saying, "I'm gorgeous and my favorite YouTuber thought so too. It's giving jealous." Not treating the serious situation that she claimed happened seriously at all. People also found old tweets of hers where she was replying very inappropriately to other streamer friends of mine. She was even banned in one of my friend's chats for saying she wanted to sit on his face. These accounts weren't linked to her Instagram, so I would have had no idea about them. She also replied to fans of mine questioning her with slurs. She also said that she was gonna lie and tell me that she was 18, but that she changed her mind, I guess.
So I was going to lie and tell him I was 18.
She said she would provide proof of the fact that she told me she was 17 and that I still sexted her tomorrow.
But I didn't, and that proof will come out tomorrow.
And guess what? She never posted proof, because this never happened. She tweeted out thanking people for all the support and claimed at the end that I deleted our DMs, right as she tweeted this. And specifically said, my end too, which means her DMs too. Well, I just want to point out that this is impossible. There's not a single...
Wait, hold on.
Which means her DMs too. Well, I just want to point out that this is impossible.
How do I delete someone else's message on Instagram? You can't unsend someone else's message on Instagram. Like you can your own. All you can do is delete. Like, oh, you can't unsend someone else's message on Instagram like you can on your own. all you can do is delete the conversation. So you can't even delete messages. Wait, you can't delete messages on Instagram? Am I understanding this correctly?
No, I think you can delete your messages, but not like other people's.
Wait, hold on.
People for all the support and claimed at the end that I deleted our DMs right as she tweeted this, and specifically said my end too, which means her DMs too. Well, I just want to point
Oh, she's saying Dream deleted her DMs, even though that's not okay.
now that this is impossible. There's not a single mainstream social media platform that lets you delete both people's messages, and we only had each other on Instagram and Snapchat, where you can't do that on either. She claimed that she was laughing and was going to prove people wrong with pictures of my penis, to which, again, never happened. Lastly, she tweeted saying,
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro, but shit, man, that's wild.
that she's getting the law involved and going to the police. Said she's going to put me in jail unless I confess. She said she would provide more evidence. She didn't. She said she would upload her Snapchat logs. She didn't. She said she would sue me. She didn't. And now I'm making this video. She provided absolutely no proof for any of her claims and said that she didn't have any because she wanted her favorite YouTuber to trust her, which could be a completely valid argument, except the pictures that she posted were from a second phone, meaning there was no risk of me knowing. She was taking pictures of compliments from a second phone, but has no evidence of anything sexual, has no evidence of us planning to meet up and have sex, apparently from after these pictures were secretly taken, has no evidence of a singular inappropriate message from me or her, or even anything at all that isn't a story reply from Snapchat's story page of all your friends. What's more likely? She happens to have no evidence of anything she's claiming, even from things she claimed happened after she was taking pictures secretly using a second phone, or she doesn't have any evidence because it didn't happen. She factually deleted and hid messages. She factually lied about me deleting messages that I didn't. She called people doubting her jealous of her, was banned from streamers' chats before this for posting sexual things, and she lied about having specific pieces of evidence that she never provided because they don't exist. If she's willing to factually lie, cover up, and hide things, how can you trust anything else she says as being representative of the truth? Lastly, once again, she said she was going to take legal action. She then tweeted a picture of the inside of a police station and also said she'll come back with more evidence, to be patient, that it's a process, and that it could be days. And that's her last tweet. It's been almost a year and a half now. Obviously,
Jesus Christ, dude. Wait, is that even... What is that? Yo. I don't know
Yo,
if
is
this...
that the Roblox logo?
Bro, shut up. Jesus Christ, bro. What is wrong with you? Okay. No, but seriously, I don't even... Bro, I don't know. Does this even look like a police station? I mean, it could be, you know?
That's a door.
I mean, yeah, it's a door. It's a picture of a door, but I don't know. There's like a camera right there. Realistically, this could be just like any building, but I don't know what that thing is right there. I don't know what it is.
And that it could be days. And that's her last tweet. It's been almost a year and a half now. Obviously, nothing happened. I waited and waited. Then I got impatient, so I asked my legal team to look more into it. They got all of her information, and after filing many requests, they couldn't find anything. So, annoyed and still impatient, I asked them to get more specific. And after a lot of digging, my legal team was able to track down exactly where this picture is from based on the colors of the walls, the cameras, and a plaque outside the door.
Oh my god.
And someone go to the police station and requested specific records from this specific police station, and checked every record they could, criminal and civil.
I didn't find anything under either one of those names.
And there was no information at all. I was not even in their system.
So you're not listed in my system at all.
So if you want to believe everything she said, you have to believe either one of these two things. Either one, she lied, this photo is fake, she never filed anything, and if she's lying about that, why would she not be lying about literally everything else? Or two, the picture is real, and whatever story she told didn't even meet the minimum required standard of proof to file a single piece of paperwork that my legal team could find in over a year and a half. I also sent a photocopy of my driver's license identification to this specific police station, a copy of Amanda's information, and let them know I was happy to answer any questions. To which, again, nothing ever happened. Not a single question, there was not a single case, accusation, or anything substantial enough to even have me in any system. And inevitably, when after this video, she makes another thread or another post reiterating the same lies that she has already said, or promising even more things that she never follows through on, go to the police, or sue me. The standard of proof for you suing me is only proving that it's more likely than not that you're telling the truth. 51%. Come take my money. But she won't. Because if she does, they're not going to treat it like it's Twitter. She's going to have to address all the lies. She's going to have to address all the inconsistencies. She's going to have to address her weird comments, her false promises, her character, and most importantly, be held accountable in her real life for what she's saying. This isn't online drama. This is real life stuff. There are real victims that have been manipulated, abused, and taken advantage of. Amanda, You are hurting actual victims. You are diminishing the very real trauma that victims of grooming and abuse have gone through. You are making it harder for real victims of abuse to come forward. You are not a victim. You are not doing a good thing. No matter how terrible you think I am, or that the ends justify the means, you are hurting victims. Just in case this video isn't enough for you to realize that, check your mailbox. And that's all I have to say about these allegations. Now, before continuing with other stuff, I want to talk a little bit about what happened after these allegations. After these allegations and after my face reveal, I'll be honest, I lost a lot of motivation. I distanced myself from Minecraft, and I even thought about quitting and retiring. Of course, it was pretty scary, and I just wanted to be able to upload Minecraft videos and have fun with my friends without worrying about people trying to ruin my life or attack my family or make up lies about me. And after all the swatting and doxing and fake allegations, it really just felt not worth it anymore. But also, I had basically been stuck inside for the majority of the last 4 years, so I just thought I'd step back for a little bit. I traveled with my friends, I met a lot of creators for the first time, I worked on music.
Honestly, this is just like the sad reality of becoming like a famous YouTuber, is that you have to deal with lots of shit, and all the shit that you deal with ends up being bullshit. You know, it's not good shit. It's not that good shit. You know, it's not like that good thing that happens that you're like, oh my god, bro, this is some good shit. No. This is bullshit that you have to deal with. This is the bad crap we're talking about. You know what I mean? It's like when you're a famous YouTuber, it's like you're pretty much in danger. Like you're a huge target, right? And that's what many people don't realize, especially at the beginning, is that when they're like doing YouTube, right? They're like, they want to become famous. They want to be this. But then when they end up having that life, it's like sometimes all the things that happen afterwards, it just doesn't make it feel worth it. You know what I mean? Like there's good things that come out of it, but there's also bad things that come out of it, you know? Which is what I'm trying to say. But yeah. Let me read the live chat, because I haven't read the live chat in a bit. Yo, leaders, how are you? I'm doing decent. Guys, what's going on? What information is in that video? It's basically just him talking about everything, like from allegations to like all dramas and stuff like that. No, but here's the thing. I don't think the messages were even real. I think they were faked. Do 1-1 stream, little bro? I will do it eventually. It's not right now. Nice Wi-Fi bar. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, dude. All right, let's keep watching. But yeah, it is honestly kind of fucked up how, like, this is why you guys shouldn't like lie about shit like this, because there's actual, you know, victims out there who do experience shit like this, and it's just disrespectful. It's not just disrespectful. It's like it's inhumane. You know, where are the morals at? You know what I mean?
Music, had my tour, and really just stepped back from my online life. And I feel like during this time, I really disappointed a lot of my friends and their fans as a result. I didn't spend as much time on the finale of the Dream SMP as I should have. I wasn't good at communicating about anything, really, including important stuff for some people. I went very inactive on everything, and I pretty much isolated myself from most creators that weren't in my immediate circle. There was a looming cloud over me, and I felt bad talking to people because I didn't want to bring any negativity towards anyone. Later on, I got pretty insecure about my creator friendships that weren't people that I was super close with before YouTube. And even though everyone that I was friends with was very supportive and had my back and would reassure me privately, I still couldn't help but worry that because there were people online spreading hateful things about me, that it would impact their view of me personally. At one point, I ended up making a massive mess by tweeting publicly about a problem that I had with Quackity because he wasn't replying to me for a while. We had both made translation mods, and people were claiming that we were copying each other. It was just a mess. I was 100% wrong with taking anything public. Anything that can be handled in private should be handled in private, and I've always had that belief. So the way that I handled it was totally screwed up even by my own standards. It was completely driven by fear and insecurity over my friendships, and it was not something that Quackity deserved at all. If Quackity didn't want to reply to me about it or wanted to ignore it, that was entirely within his right to do, especially given the awkward circumstances of everything. I'm extremely proud of everything Quackity has done with his project, the QSMP, and genuinely he did it way better than I ever could have. It's incredible, and everyone really should go check it out. I should have focused completely on the good that came from it all and not let myself get stuck on trying to work something out as friends when he seemed perfectly fine working on his own thing with his own community. Again, there's a lot of things that can explain my mindset, but at the end of the day, I'm sorry to Quackity and his community for creating unnecessary drama, and I hope that people can try and understand my mindset, where I was coming from, and that even if it doesn't seem like it, It's all from a place of love and care for my friends and the community. It was just an emotional time and I made a mistake. After that, obviously even more time passed, and again, there was nothing new with the allegation. There was no updates. I talked to a lot of people for updated advice, lawyers, PR people, people with experience. That it's in my best interest to stay quiet. As time went on, I disagreed more and more and decided that I was going to respond against their advice. So during a live stream, I mentioned that I was going to respond soon and talked about the allegation a little bit. And of course, after this, clips of what I said were taken out of context. People were spreading far and wide that I admitted to grooming and a lot of other really impactful lies. And of course, because of this, a lot of people on Twitter took it as an opportunity to joke about me being a pedophile. And one of those people was named Nicholas Cantu. If you don't know who that is, he's the voice actor for Gumball, Diego from Dora, and one of the turtles in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I had a terrible experience in real life with this person, so I replied to him talking about it and defending myself, and this situation blew up. I don't think I've ever gotten more hate in my life. September 23rd, I went to a friend of mine's birthday party in Austin, Texas. When I showed up, Nicholas Cantu was there. He was already drunk and was drinking. He was being very aggressive to me throughout the night. I didn't know him. This was my first time ever meeting him, and we were not friends. Eventually, while on FaceTime to show his friends, he hit me out of nowhere. Again, this was my first time ever meeting him. I was there for another hour or so, and then when leaving the party, everyone decided to Uber together because it was late and there wasn't many of us there. Nicholas ended up in the front seat of the Uber that I was in, despite my apprehension. I thought, what's the worst that could happen? It's an Uber ride, and there's other people there, so I wasn't worried. Little did I know, he ended up dropping his phone out of the Uber window in the middle of the highway, and after he got out to look for it, the police showed up and stopped him from looking because it was dangerous and dark. Eventually, the Uber driver convinced Nicholas to leave.
Well, I want to promise you that I'm sober, so if you guys want to conduct a sobriety test.
Hey, look, hey, we're about to head out.
And after we left, the Uber driver was trying to give advice to Nicholas on the police, telling him that he could have been arrested, and Nicholas did not like what he had to say.
You're retarded, you're Down syndrome, I don't give a how far did you go in your education?
Who cares? Of course, I started to get involved and argue with Nick, defending the Uber driver, and Nick did not like that at all.
Either you're going to be paralyzed or you're going to be dead. Like, I'm serious.
Okay, man. And he was saying this, of course, after he had already assaulted me. While this was all happening, one of the other two people in the car with me that I also just met that night was recording him. He was aware of this, and he was actually the one that asked to be recorded.
Thanks for recording, by the way. How long is this? But yeah, this YouTube video is going to be nuts. Subscribe to the Cantu Network. Tune your sets right there.
Dude, I don't know
Bro.
Yeah?
2.2 is out.
You're kidding.
I'm not. It is actually out.
No, you're kidding.
Is it? No, it's actually out. It's actually out.
Screen share right now. You're joking.
Wait,
You're...
hold on.
Screen share. No.
I'm on the Google Play Store. It says 2.2 is here. Wait, hold on.
No, there's no, bro. You're capping. There's no way you're telling me that 2.2 came out as soon as I did the stream. There's no way.
Yo, hold on. Wait, screen sharing Steam.
Bro.
All right, hold on. Dude.
Okay. Click play.
All right.
I think you're lying, dude. There's no way 2.2 is out. What do you mean, bro? 2.2 is not out. It's never coming out.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Bro, it's never coming out. 2.2 is coming out on Christmas.
Wait. Description, hold on.
Bro, it says 2.2 info reveal trailer. Bro, what are you doing?
Wait, hold on.
Oh my.
I'm on the Google Play Store right now, and it says update 2.2 is here. I don't know if it's out for Steam yet. But
Dude, you're trolling. You're trolling hard.
No, I'm not. Here, I'm gonna send a screenshot right now.
Oh my god. Okay, can we just keep reacting to the video, bro?
Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, wait, hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna keep reacting to the video.
But yeah, this YouTube video is gonna be nuts. Subscribe to the Cantu Network. Tune your sets right there.
The next day, Nicholas sent me a very nice DM saying that he was sorry for hitting me, that he was having a really rough night, and that he was high and drunk, and said that he was sorry for spreading false allegations that he knew nothing about, saying that he recognized it could ruin people's lives. Complimented me, called me humble, grounded, and a good human. I didn't accept this apology, but I moved on, and honestly, I felt kind of bad for him. I recognized that he was once a child actor, and I feel like there's a lot of bad stuff in that industry, so I felt a little bit of sympathy. I hoped he would just learn from the mistakes he made that night and move on. But then, of course, Nicholas started tweeting, spreading the same lies about me that he had already apologized for spreading and recognized could ruin people's lives. He was also wishing death upon me publicly in Twitter replies, and that's when I realized it wasn't just one bad night, and people needed to know about this. After I shared my experiences with him, he denied everything. He DM'd me saying I was lying, saying that if there wasn't video proof, it's all lies. He tweeted denying it all, which he deleted deleted, and then he tweeted lying more about the situation, but also admitting to some stuff while underplaying it. He blatantly lied about the fact that he tipped the Uber driver when he didn't. He blatantly lied about me sending unsolicited dick pics to people. He also deleted that tweet almost immediately after. He blatantly lied about the reason he hit me and claimed I called the girl a whore and got slapped for it, which again was later recanted, but not after millions of people had already seen those lies. Nicholas tried DMing one of the people that was in the Uber that night with us to try and get them on his side as a witness. That caused the person who I didn't know at all to message me and tell me that they had videos of him being horrible from that night and that they don't like that he's pretending to be innocent. I asked them if they'd be willing to send me the videos so I could back up my story since he was denying it and lying, and they told me that he was threatening them to make sure they didn't give me the videos. After I ended up finally getting the videos, I posted them. I needed to defend myself against the lies that he was telling and wanted to share the proof. I also posted screenshots of texts between me and the Uber driver, confirming myself against.
Wait, hold on. Being homophobic, anti-Semitic. What is anti-Semitic? Am I stupid?
I think it's. Wait, hold on, let me look it up.
What is at least? Those are two words I never heard of before. Okay, maybe anti-Semitic, but I don't know what it means. I know what homophobic is, obviously, but I don't know what anti-Semitic or at least is.
Ableist? I think it's ableist.
Ableist. I don't know.
Okay, anti-Semitic, hostile to or prejudice against Jewish people. You hate Jewish people, basically. It's anti-Semitic, and then
Okay.
ableist is discrimination and social prejudice against people with physical or mental disabilities.
Oh, I think it's because he said the R slur, right? He said the R slur. That's why.
He was telling and wanted to share the proof. I also posted screenshots of texts between me and the Uber driver, confirming that he had blatantly lied and didn't even tip the Uber driver. After I posted this, Nicholas went silent, deleted his tweets, and hasn't said anything publicly since. People still think that I lied and faked the Uber driver's text, or many other lies that were falsely spread by Nicholas or other people online. So I got in contact with the Uber driver from that night, I interviewed him, and I'll let him speak for himself to help clear some things up. Hey, what's the worst that can happen? It's an Uber drive. And what's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen? It happened.
Either you're gonna be paralyzed or you're gonna be dead. Like, I'm serious.
Okay, man. What's going on, man?
This is our Uber driver, who happens to be one of the highest rated Uber drivers in all of Texas. He agreed to come share his recollection of what happened, so I'm just gonna let him talk.
When I picked you guys up, you know, he had a lot of energy. He was wild, like putting his head outside filming. The phone dropped out of the car. When the cop showed up, the cop came up to the car at first and was talking to him. And the way that he was speaking to the cop, he was speaking like down on the cop. And I'm like, man, like, you need to be quiet because you're going to go to jail if you keep talking to the cops like that. As soon as I said that, not even 20 seconds, the cop came and he was like, you get out the car, you're going to jail. I'm trying to save you from going to jail because I don't want nobody to go to jail, period. He kept saying something about like IQ, like he felt like he was better. And I was like, nobody cares about your IQ. There's a lot of people with high IQs in jail right now. So what are you going to tell him? You're going to talk to him and say that you're a child star while you're in jail? So I was like, I'm trying to help you out. I don't want you to go to jail, even after you're acting crazy and wild, which most Uber drivers would have left you. You never said anything negative towards him while he was saying all this stuff. Majority of the stuff didn't make it on the tape. I think he was going through a lot of other things besides just being drunk. And the thing is, it doesn't really matter what he was on, what he was going through, the way he was acting, it was unacceptable. 50 or 60%, I may be wrong about the number, but something like that of all violence has alcohol in it. So if that was the case, all these people would be getting away with it. Like y'all kept saying, I'm sorry, like we just met him.
You're gonna be forgotten like the dust in the sand when you're in the Sahara and there's 100 million, 1,000 billion sand particles. You're gonna be one of those, and I'm gonna be a statue erected in gold.
Yeah, he went all into the Egyptian king and the like. He's real creative.
Yeah, did he ever tip you anything?
No, that was another lie. Well, I don't know why he said that. And you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter about the tip or anything like that. Don't say it if you're not going to do it, and don't say it at all. I wasn't begging you guys for a tip or anything like that. Man, it was an eventful night. I don't know why a lot of people think that you were the one that was doing all these things and making all this stuff up.
Bro, this Uber driver deserves a massive tip. Not even gonna cap right now.
You wanted to do all this. I was like, he was the one that was trying to stop everything the most.
I posted like literally just like 2 screen caps of text from you, and everybody was saying they were fake.
Oh, Dream tipped him $1,000. Yo, W Dream in the chat.
2 screen caps of text from you, and everybody was saying they were fake. It was one of the messages where you said like there needs to be more people like you in the world or something, and they're like, when would somebody ever say that?
Because they didn't experience you in that manner. right?
Yeah.
Those are my real words. And I did feel that way. So I'm letting you guys know right now, all those text messages, that was me saying it. Dream did make the situation better. Everybody coming at Dream, that's not how it went down. It was nothing like that. And now you're telling me how you got hit, and it showed me who you are. The first impression of somebody is a lasting impression. And you were nothing but respectful since you got in the vehicle. And you tried to de-escalate everything that was going on. And all the people in the back, Nicholas, if you are listening, really do some deep diving in yourself and figure out what the real issue was. Do a lot of soul searching, because you are intelligent, because I could tell some of your comebacks and what were you saying, but the way you were acting was more of a cry for help. Whatever you're going through, you got to fight and you got to get some help. Don't fight other people, fight what you're going through. At the end of the day, I know we all make bad decisions and we have to learn the lesson from it. And this was just a bad decision that you made, and just learn from it. And all the different
True.
YouTubers and all the different people that were commenting about the situation, I do understand the entertainment part of it, right? And it's just seen a lot of memes and everything, but I was reading a lot of comments. He was saying this or he was saying that, or it doesn't make sense. All that stuff doesn't mean anything if you were not there. It's just speculation. And if somebody older is trying to help you guys out, my advice is for you guys to listen. That's it. That's all you have to do. But you don't have to be negative towards them. And we have to stick together, because there's so many things that keep us apart, right? Just like if you look at it, it's the Dream and the voice for Gumball. How about you and Nicholas have a sit down with me? We talk all the issues and all the problems out, and we can show people how bringing things together from a negative to a positive, and see how that spreads. It's in the universe.
Amazing, man. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on. I posted a longer version of this interview on my second channel if you'd like more context. We talked for a long time. Now, before I show you the most insane, hair loss inducing mayhem I have ever seen on Twitter that took place after I posted this video of him, I need to reiterate a couple facts. 1, I just met Nicholas. He was already drunk when I met him. 2, the party was not my party. I did not provide alcohol to anyone. 3, I did not know how old Nicholas was. And here's a video of what Nicholas said after I found out his age and critiqued him for drinking in front of the cops.
Why are you a narc pedophile?
4, I was not the one recording, and I only posted the video because he was lying and saying unless there's video proof, it didn't happen. So yeah, now that that's clarified, enjoy.
Oh god, what? Wait. What the heck? Bro, what the fuck is wrong with this community?
I know, right?
Wait, but my question is, why is he showing? I'm guessing they moved out because it wouldn't make sense for him to literally show the picture of his house. I mean, it is technically already out there, so it's like, but still, like, it's still, like, I just don't understand. And 15K people like this shit, bro?
That's a lot of people.
Fuck, man. 15K, bro. Dude, that's crazy. 2.2 is out? All right, I'll check.
Yes, it is. It's actually out.
Okay, chill, bro. Oh my god, I'll check. Jesus, I'll check.
I'm telling you, man.
Okay, I'll check. I'll check later on. Just chill.
As you can see, it got insane. Tweets doxing me and my friends and family got tens of thousands of likes. I have never seen that in my life. So I just want to talk very briefly about how serious doxing and swatting can be. It's a common thing for people to say that I don't think doxing is serious. In a clip that got a lot of attention from a stream of mine a while ago, I said that if you have 7 followers on Twitter, you shouldn't stress over being doxed. I don't stand by that, and I didn't mean to minimize doxing at all. I had just said before that if you dox people, you are not a part of my community, that I don't support you, and that it's disgusting. It can happen to anyone, and it can be serious to anyone. I was just trying to make the point that it's less likely to happen to somebody that's smaller, because people have less reasons to target them, and that if they were targeted, they had less reason to actually follow through on anything. But it's just not something that I should have said or something I should have explained, as it made it seem like I was supporting doxing when I just wasn't at all. I have always said that doxing is extremely serious, swatting is extremely serious, and I don't think people even realize how serious. It's not just haha funny, send a pizza to someone's house. It's attempted identity theft for my family members and friends, credit cards being signed up for in people's names, fans or people who dislike you showing up at your house or your family's house to try and break in, trackers being put on your family members' cars, people showing up at your little sister's job, SWAT teams being called to you in your family members' houses, bomb threats and the FBI having to make sure you're okay, people calling your 80-year-old grandma pretending to be you and terrorizing her. That's all stuff that has happened to me, my family, and my friends. They're not hypotheticals. This isn't just that you don't like Dream. It's not just me whose life you're putting at risk and who you're harassing. You're going after an 80-year-old woman who has done nothing to you. It's not just me you're hurting when you make up lies or spread horrible things. It's the 50 employees I have who also have families and lives. It's all of my friends and anyone that's ever been associated with me. My family, my grandparents, and most importantly, actual victims who have gone through traumatic things. And that's not even talking about the stuff that hasn't happened to me, but has happened to other people. Pets and people being shot by police officers during swattings. People breaking in with a gun to kill a YouTuber they don't like. It's incredibly serious, and it's not okay. That wasn't even the end of the craziness, though. That was the beginning. Because then, during the midst of all the Nicholas drama, someone tweeted out this, accusing me of sexting a 16/17-year-old girl named Jamie. Because I was currently the internet punching bag, and it was proof that the punching was justifiable, it was spread very quickly, without a lot of questions being asked. Before I break it down, I want to immediately say that this is not true. I did not groom anyone, I did not groom Jamie, and I would never be inappropriate with someone underage. When they posted this allegation, attached was a video that, of course, went viral. It was a video from another phone of a Snapchat being opened.
You know, I find it ironic that he has an account called Burner22. I don't know. I just find it ironic.
Supposedly from Dream, that had moaning in the background and a very sexual caption. This is the clip in its entirety without audio. They also attached screenshots of Discord DMs between anonymous people who were claimed to be 2 friends of Dream's and said it was them discussing me having sexted a minor. In these screenshots, they say that I was confronted about it and that I admitted it. I've shown you every piece of evidence they posted without changes, and I've mentioned everything that they've claimed. Now, just to reiterate, this is not true. Every piece of evidence is either out of context, edited, blatantly lied about, or presented in a very disingenuous way. Again, I did not groom anyone. I also was never confronted about grooming by any of my friends. Now, of course, when something like this is claimed, it's extremely serious, so I'm gonna break it down in detail. Okay, so who is this accusation from? It's from an anonymous burner account made the day of the accusation, which is interesting. So we don't know who they are, but we do know who the victim is. Jamie, right? And how old did they say she was? They said 16/17. Okay, so what else do we know about Jamie? They said she left the internet in 2020. So because they apparently can't, let me tell you who Jamie is. I follow Jamie on Twitter, which people quickly pointed to as proof. As you can see, Jamie is also followed by Skeppy, Verb, and Spifey, other YouTubers from the community. I met Jamie when I wasn't even a YouTuber. I had just posted my first ever YouTube video less than a month before. I had less than 100 followers on Twitter the month that I met her. I made a lot of friends around this time because I wasn't a big creator and I was part of a lot of online communities as a fan. She played on Bad Boy Halo's Minecraft server and was a fan of Skeppy. I was trying to grow and make connections. I pretty much just made my Twitter account, so I made a lot of friends. Many people from this time I'm still friends with to this day. People claiming that me following her is proof that I sexed underage fans or groomed her at all is ridiculous. These claims are completely false. They were right about her age. She's 21 now, so she would have been around 17 4 years ago. That's about the only correct thing they said this entire time. Like, remember they said she quit the internet in 2020 as a convenient way to excuse any questions about her? Well, she didn't. She liked a tweet from last month, actively tweeted all of 2022, and she changed her bio and Twitter account name when this happened, just wanting to be left alone? That's interesting. And she actually tweeted saying she only privated her account because some of her IRL friends were finding it and she didn't want them to. I wonder why they lied about that. Maybe because the person who's claiming this doesn't know Jamie, doesn't know anything about Jamie, doesn't know me, doesn't know anything about me, and is being malicious and making up whatever they can to end my career. Let's talk about some other stuff. They also said they posted the videos with permission, which of course makes the videos seem much more real. Well, it's apparently me, and I didn't give them permission, and it's apparently sent to Jamie, and she didn't give them permission. She quit the internet. She couldn't have. They even critiqued Moist Critical for his video, saying how terrible it was, claiming that I admitted that the Snapchats were real, which I never did. In their original tweet, they notably say, when she had her age in her bio, which seems oddly specific, just to remove the few people that would say, well, what if he didn't know her age? When even in their own proof, which is random Discord messages with no context or who the messages even are, in another part of their screenshot, anonymous person number 2 says this, but for some reason, that's cropped out of their tweets, because they don't even know what the screenshots they're using as evidence say. They don't care about the truth. They're just making things up as they go. And because it's a claim against me, people will just believe it. They can say, Jamie left the internet. No proof, but I guess she did. They say they got permission to post these videos. I guess they did. They post a video of Snapchats. Say it's mine. They never show the Snapchat profile or any proof that it's my Snapchat, but I guess you can't change your Snapchat name for free to anything at any time as many times as you want. So it must be Dream. No more evidence needed. They're telling the truth. Even with what little context and evidence they have to crop things and lie to try and hide the fact that they know nothing. But the burner seemed so confident. They couldn't be being malicious. They even put in their bio that if Dream reached out, they would personally give him their information so that he could sue them, because everything they were saying was 100% true. Oh, what? That's not in their bio anymore? That's weird. I wonder why they removed that. They did reveal who they got the original screenshots from. So let's see what that person has to say and why the burner was so confident in their claims. Quote, I don't know Jamie. I've never known her. I've never had a private or a public interaction with her at all, unquote. Wow, seems like they have a whole lot of information. So I reached out to them to try and find anything that I could find to find out what this was even about, because I've never been confronted by one of my friends for grooming, and I've never groomed anybody. So I found out who was anonymous in these messages, and let's hear what they have to say.
These screenshots are extremely out of context and used disingenuously to tell a story about Dream that isn't true at all. I haven't spoken to Dream in a very long time, but to my knowledge, he has not interacted with underage fans inappropriately or in any way that could be considered grooming. These DMs were posted by the burner without my permission and without ever contacting me beforehand. They were sent to the burner by a vulnerable person that was upset and being taken advantage of while under the influence of alcohol. I want to be anonymous and stay completely out of this because all of the terrible stuff I've seen happen to everyone mentioned on both sides is very scary. This conversation was private in my life, and no one deserves to have their personal life dug through because of anonymous people making false claims without knowledge or context about anything they're saying.
This person was not involved at all and did not consent to anything. Now, if you're a little confused, I am too. This is a burner account making up things. Their story makes no sense. Okay, so let's just summarize this. This allegation is not from a victim. It is from an anonymous Twitter account that was made the same day as the allegation. This anonymous person claims that I groomed a girl named Jamie. They did not ever contact Jamie. They did not know Jamie. They got none of their information from Jamie. They even incorrectly said that she quit the internet years ago when she's still active to this day. They posted videos claiming to be from me to a minor. They never showed proof that it was from me or my Snapchat profile. They never showed proof of who it was to. They cropped.
Honestly, people could just like easily, like nowadays, people could just easily like fake messages. Like that's what I've learned. It's like people have literally fake messages of me on Discord, and I don't know if it's like, I don't know if people are trolling. But like sometimes like people just literally send a picture, right, of inspect elementing my messages. Or they don't just inspect element, right? They either inspect element or they just make an alt account, right, with the same name. And, you know, since you can change display names, you know, they can make it look like I said it even though I didn't. And they just change it to my PFP. Which is very annoying.
Can you even do inspect element on Discord? Or no, you can do it on the website actually.
Yeah, but you can also do it on the, I think you can also do it on the Discord app as well, but you need like there's like a setting I think you need to change to do it. I don't know if it's still available, but yeah, my point is it's like so easy to fake messages, and I've had so many people like fake messages of me and stuff like that, even though they were not true. Like, I don't know, some people just believe that, I guess, and they were literally just trying to ruin my reputation. Like, I get that like they're doing this for like a troll and stuff like that, right? But when you lie about somebody, it doesn't just like it's not just a troll, right? You're like if you're lying somebody and saying like things that aren't true and making them look bad, people are gonna take that like seriously and stuff like that. Even if it's like just for a troll, there's gonna be some people that believe it. It's like words you can't take back. You know, like when you like open up a pillowcase, right, and a bunch of feathers just drop like outside. Next day you go there. Oh, what do you see? All the feathers that were dropped, you know, they were, you know, floated around. You can't find all the pieces. It's like the same way it works with words. You can't take them back. And eventually, when people just spread and keep spreading, you won't be able to notify everyone. It's like a virus. It spreads everywhere, and everyone knows about it, even though it's not true. You know, which is a very serious problem. Which is why you have to also be very careful with what you say to people, especially if you lie about them. So. But yeah.
Are you excited to play 2.2?
Bro, calm down, okay? I don't know, okay? I'll see.
They never showed proof of who it was to. They cropped context from screenshots, lied publicly and said I admitted the videos were from me. They falsely alluded to the fact that the victim gave them permission and ended up causing massive harassment and terror to Jamie, who they said was a victim of mine. The person in the screenshots claims that I'm not a groomer, that they're extremely out of context and that the burner doesn't even know what was being discussed, and that now their personal life is being dug into due to an anonymous burner account. On top of that, no one even taps to open the Snapchat. There's no finger, you can't open snaps with a button, but it doesn't even matter because you can see that no buttons were pressed. So how did it open? Nobody touches the screen. You can't open a Snapchat without tapping the button to open it. So ignoring the fact that there's no proof it's even me, how is this video even real? How did it open? The video doesn't even make sense. People have also pointed out that frames are missing and that the normal Snapchat animation doesn't play at all. But despite all of that, hardly anyone asked any questions. If you replied asking any questions, you got called a groomer supporter. Despite the fact that the proof was a video of a video of a video from screenshots of DMs of screenshots of DMs. You have to go 4 people deep to find anyone that has ever talked to Jamie. I'm not even in any of these screenshots. And the video of the video of the video has like 10 frames where you see the name Dream. Most people spreading this did 0 research. But wait, they reported me. They even reached out to the Orange County Police, my local police, to put it in writing, put their name on it, and solidify that their claims are correct.
Thank you for calling the Orange County Sheriff's Office. To continue in English, press 1. To continue in Spanish.
My name is... I have a YouTube channel and I live stream and stuff, and long story short, very recently someone anonymously posted a bunch of like fake stuff online saying that I'm a pedophile, and of course it's from like a burner, like anonymous burner account, can't really, you know, whatever. But anyway, in their post they said that they called and talked to the Orange County Sheriff's Office about it, and of course they said that to try and like make me look guilty for being like a predator somehow. But I guess I wanted to call and try and get more information, I guess.
What's your name? People are there, they're slandering you. There's nothing, and this is we have a very broad database. Nothing, no interaction. I did last name, first name, last name, nothing. 0, nada.
So there's
nothing.
no like
no reports been made.
Reports, anything?
Nothing. Your name has nothing next to it. There's not even. So if you would like to make a report and you feel like someone is harassing you, all right. But whoever's telling you that stuff, you may need to file a complaint because that's harassment, and that's called slander. And you do have civil rights, so you can make a report if you want.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas. But and not that taking legal action as an anonymous source would prove anything.
Damn, bro. Like, dude, hey. All I could say is, bro, this is a W response. Like, this is probably one of the best responses. Actually, I mean, there's 2 good responses, right? We have this, and then we have the response by Quite. I don't know if you know him. His name is spelled with Kwite. He was also in like a similar situation where people like accused him of like grooming, even though it wasn't true. And he made like a long, lengthy like response video, and it was also really good. Like,
but just to be clear, I have searched far and wide, sent open access requests to police departments.
So you're not listed in my system at all.
And all police records are public in Florida, where I live. Not a single person has filed anything against me. Anything. Even though every claimant has claimed that they have. Again, not that it would prove anything if they did. It would be disproved in court, but not a single person did. I also don't have any civil cases brought against me, meaning no one has officially accused me of anything from anywhere, despite, again, every single person claiming they have. This is public record. But despite everything you've just heard before this in this video, when this tweet dropped, people were celebrating in the replies. Celebrating in the replies of a tweet that's supposed to be about a child being sexually abused. That is not okay, and just shows that you actually don't care about victims, about this. You just care about taking down Dream, which is the same thing the burner account cares about. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about what's real. They care about saying whatever they can to ruin my career. They don't care about victims. They don't care about Jamie. And if you still don't believe me, let's hear a statement from Jamie herself, who seemed terrified, didn't want anything affecting her real life, wasn't a victim before, but is now, due to all the harassment and people spreading sexual things about her without her knowledge or consent. My name is Jamie. I want to make it very clear that I was never groomed. I definitely am not a victim of Dream. I don't know how or why people are using my name and information without having ever asked me if any of it's true. Everything claiming to be about me was posted without my consent. Leave me alone. I want nothing to do with this. I have been getting harassed by people, either saying I'm looking for attention or digging through my life trying to confirm things I want nothing to do with. Leave me alone. Jamie's Twitter account got locked for suspicious activity after she was blocking all of her friends, so none of them would see the things being said online about her. She didn't quit the internet in 2020 like the burner claimed, but she probably will now. She had to change all of her social media ads, and people were messaging friends of hers, all because an anonymous person made a claim on her behalf without even knowing if it's true, spreading sexual stories about her as a minor to millions of people, creating victims in the process. Hope it was worth it. So I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry that you were used as bait. I'm sorry that you have your life being dug through by people. And I'm sorry to all victims that have to see this, that have more fear about coming forward, because all this is terrible and no one wins. And I'm sorry to anyone else that got involved or dragged into it. Sorry for those that were taken advantage of. I'm sorry for those that were lied to. Again, no one wins. It's incredibly hard to navigate these situations. There's no benefit to somebody putting their name and face out there to defend me or clear up complete lies if even when someone's completely in the wrong, they're still praised as a hero because it's against Dream. As I was literally about to post this video, another burner thread by a different burner was made about Jamie, claiming 24 pages of evidence that I groomed her. And the very first line of their document, the Twitter account Burner22 recently provided a screenshot of a Twitter DM conversation between them and—
Bro, at this point, it's more like, it's not even just about like the fact that they're like calling him out for something that's not even true. At this point, it's more like, hey, bro, let's just, you know, make a post and make like Dream look bad as possible. You know, I don't care even if it's like not true. Like just make it and just like manipulate as much as possible just to ruin his career. Like, I just don't understand why people think this is okay. I mean, there are some very fucked up people in this world, but dude, like, come on, dude, like.
Someone by the name of Jamie. This is massively incorrect, a lie, and never happened, as you now know. The burner account was not any of the people in any of the messages, never spoke with Jamie, and the actual person in these messages has made a statement in this video debunking this, as well as Jamie. And this is the first line of their 24 pages. Their proof was all to show that I knew Jamie, followed Jamie, and that Jamie was a minor. All things that they didn't need to stalk her to do. Maybe let victims speak instead of digging into their lives. Their proof digs so much further into Jamie's life, including by stalking 4-year-old Twitter accounts of hers using the Wayback Machine, so that even content that she deleted and content from her private accounts are now being stalked. Leave her alone. This tweet has 40,000 likes in 10 hours as of me.
Jesus Christ. 40,000 likes in 10 hours? Oh my God.
Making this. This is ridiculous. ridiculous. Anyways, I tweeted when I first saw this claim, pointing a finger at someone that I thought was behind the burner account. I was messaged by multiple friends with proof linking them to the account. They were the only non-anonymous name on any of the screenshots, have a massive dislike for me, and were actively replying to the allegation. So my obvious assumption was that they are behind the account. This person used to be a friend of mine many years ago, and we are no longer friends for unrelated reasons. They claimed since that their only involvement was that when they were drunk and having a manic episode, that they sent some screenshots of stuff into a group chat with people that were asking them questions. They claimed that they have no other involvement. They said they don't know where the videos are from, that videos were never sent to her, and that the screenshots in her DMs were pictures and not actually videos. She claims that she did not send the screenshots, claiming that I groomed anybody, and that she had nothing to do with them being posted by the anonymous burner account. Now, if this is true, which I can assume it is, it's just another horrible thing the burner account did. Taking advantage of a drunk person who was not having a good time and using their past with me to try and get dirt on me is just ridiculous. Now, I don't know who's behind the burner account, because it's an anonymous account. And unfortunately, they removed the thing from their bio that said they'd tell me who they are so I could sue them. But regardless, my original tweets were worded poorly and people read into them, including her, and thought that I was claiming that the videos were real, but that I sent them to her. The screen recordings in my screenshot were from after the allegations were made, so I don't know how I would mean that. I only posted screenshots of her screen recording my chats to show that she was actively collecting information, but I see how if you don't know the dates, or really anything, then you could think that. In my tweet saying I was making a video about this, I called the audio essentially unsubstantiated revenge porn, with revenge porn in quotation marks, while of course denying that I groomed anyone. People again took that as me admitting that the audio was real, even though I literally say essentially, unsubstantiated, and put revenge porn in quotation marks. It is incredibly violating to have audio spread to the masses saying that it's you moaning, that people think is you moaning. Whether it is you moaning or not, it could be anyone moaning. It does not matter. It's still violating. This is sent to your little sister saying it's you moaning. It doesn't matter that it's not you moaning. It's being said seriously that it is. This is, in essence, revenge porn. This isn't even the only time I've had claimed sexual stuff spread about me. Once, people spread a video that was like deepfaked or something of me sucking my own dick. It obviously wasn't me, but so many people thought it was, which even caused some YouTubers to make—
What the Bro, what in the Bro, bro, the internet is weird, man. The internet is a weird place, that's all I can say.
I know.
Y'all think Dream should have another chance to change and prove himself and Twitter should stop meeting writing? Bro, everything that he's talking about is straight facts. Like, this video is straight facts. Like, leave Dream alone, bro. Leave all the fucking, you know, like the fact that people are being like, bro, I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I feel bad for Dream, but I also feel bad for like the Uber driver. I feel bad for Jamie and shit. Like, everyone's just getting thrown into this for no reason. Like, what in the fuck? Like, how hard is it to be a decent person? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
it seems pretty difficult.
I don't know why people are just giving into this and saying, oh, do you think Dream should have another chance? No, bro, what are you talking about, bro? Dream did like nothing wrong. Like, I just don't get it, bro. I mean, yeah, there's some mistakes he did, which he also pointed out. Like, for example, the way he, like, you know, responded to Quackity. Like, at least he's taking accountability. But, like, the fact that people are spreading lies about him is just not okay, bro. It's not just hurting him. It's also hurting, like, the people around him. It's hurting actual victims from actually trying to, you know, come out and shit like that. It's not okay, bro.
Make videos like this.
You guys know I've never been the biggest fan of the YouTuber Dream, but I have always had respect for him as a person. That ends today. Dream sucked his own dick. You know, I thought this was some sort of joke, and then I saw the reply. Was a video of Dream sucking his erect penis.
But of course, while this was all going on Twitter, it just was okay to lie about me. And all the people posting fake screenshots and memes and taking things seriously from parody accounts just proves how easy it is to fake this stuff. So let's talk about fake allegations and how horrible they are. It's become a bit of a trend in the online space, or at least the gaming space, to fake grooming allegations. There have been fake allegations against Bad Boy Halo, which the person ended up tweeting and admitting they were fake and saying that they're just kids that made a mistake after he legally threatened them. There have been fake allegations made against Sapnap that, again, they admitted were fake. After I replied this time and called out something that was wrong with their story, they continued to lie and try and convince me, though. There have been false allegations against Carl, Rambo, Wilbur. Probably every Minecraft gaming creator you know, me saying any name doesn't even matter. Not everyone gets traction, and not everyone has as much effort put into it, but there have been hundreds. There were a few notable ones against me during the last month. One was disproved because it was proved that the video was edited, based on a frame hop. Another was disproved because of a photo in the background was from Tumblr. But there was one thing similar between all of them. They all showed fake evidence. They all showed fake edited Snapchats. They all showed fake edited pictures or videos. And that is scary. But sometimes they didn't even need evidence. Someone tweeted out that I wasn't working on my video, that I was actually out meeting a fan I met when they were 16 at a bar, and that I got stood up and laughed at by everyone. And this just didn't even happen, but you don't even need any proof. It was Thanksgiving and I was charging my car by my grandparents' house, and I went to a non-alcoholic bar and played ping pong and was never stood up by anybody. They can just make up whatever they want and rudely take secret pictures of me, and people will believe it. This is crazy stalker behavior. They even said that I was the most ass ping pong player in the place when I was undefeated. They even had to lie and slander my ping pong record. And then of course parody accounts are tweeting images like this one, faking me DMing them and threatening them legally, or lots of other stuff. And again, this just shows how easy it is to fake stuff, especially when you're a burner account that has no accountability. One of the people that made the fake allegations even tweeted that I can't sue them, that they're anonymous and on a VPN after they were caught. People will take a claim with almost no evidence and run with it and ruin people's lives, hundreds of jobs, families, not even just when it's me. It may only be a trend in lives, hundreds of jobs, families, not even just when it's me. It may only be a trend in the Minecraft space right now, but it won't be that way for long. Okay, XQC, I know you're probably watching this. I want you to address this. What do you have to say for yourself? It's irrefutable proof. Look, here it is on a second phone. Prove to me you didn't send me this video. You're a pervert.
I can hear the audio. It's really...
Bro, I'm dead. Nah, bro.
Or you're a pervert. Forever. And everyone watching this will now know it. Or Pokimane. You've been getting some hate for your cookie prices recently. And I don't mean to expose you, but you did say this to me. And I think that's disgusting. What do you have to say for yourself? What more proof do you need? I also have the cookies she sent me and a signed note from her. This is irrefutable evidence. You get the point. I made all of those pieces of evidence in 10 minutes with only free programs. What's stopping anyone from going and making a fresh account, faking evidence, and then accusing a person they hate of something vile? Be careful what you believe and ask questions. Believing real victims is important, but not believing fake victims is very important to real victims too. As for my conclusion on this video, I have a couple things to say. First of all, I just want to recognize that I'm probably in this position because of myself. The people that made these claims undoubtedly had unhealthy parasocial relationships with me, and that's why it's gotten to this point. I want to and will do anything I can to denounce this. My view on fans has shifted slowly over time, jumping massively when I face revealed and actually got to meet fans in person, which made things much more real and massively changed my perspective. I think it's incredibly unhealthy to be obsessive with someone, and I also think that it's clear to anyone that's stepping back and looking at these situations that people obsessively hate me and are making up lies about me, which is also because of parasocialness. Parasocial love turned to parasocial hate. And I have no doubt that the anonymous people making these fake allegations were once big fans of mine. I grew up being a massive fan of football, and I had jerseys of my favorite players and was very passionate, so I've always related to stands in that way, but my passion never turned to obsession, and I never truly realized how serious it can get, even sometimes when people were literally telling me. I think that part of why I'm in the position that I'm in right now is because I started pulling away from my fans after my face reveal. Meeting fans in person made things much more real, and I wasn't so chronically online anymore because I actually had real life and things to do. I think that the fact that I'm a very relaxed person overall that has relaxed boundaries has encouraged that type of behavior too, so I'm just gonna re-clarify some of my boundaries. One, I don't support any sexually explicit art of me or my friends. It never bothered me personally that much because I don't really care about anything, but it is just weird, especially if you're a minor and drawing anything like that. That's gross. I don't support anything inappropriate for minors at all. Art, TikToks, comments, anything. It's gross. Two, serious shipping is bad. I think that prying into people's private relationships, being deeply speculative or anything like that is terrible. I don't mind jokes. I don't mind doing it for fun, but anything serious really crosses the line. Again, I've always found it funny being shipped with George because we're not dating and we're friends. But if you genuinely think that we are dating and it's part of your personality or you obsess over it, you need to get off the internet. That is not healthy. I'm sure I'll make more clarifications in the future, but I just don't want anything weird. Don't obsess over me or my friends. I deleted a video called Stands on my second channel that I made a while ago that I don't necessarily view the same way now. That doesn't mean that I don't appreciate you as a fan, but again, just be normal. Be the passionate fan, not the stalker obsessive fan. I've already had people with access to all of my accounts for a long time, but I will be slightly changing how I use my accounts now. At the end of the day, I do just want to make Minecraft content and have fun with my friends. That's it. That's all. Because of that, I've been a bit of a detriment to myself by arguing on Twitter or getting into petty drama that I don't need to. So because of that, I'm just not going to be using Twitter anymore. I'm going to have someone run my Twitter and post tweets promoting my content. I'll still tweet non-promotional stuff, just with it being positive only and going through multiple people. And I don't want anyone that's a fan of mine to take anything super negative away from this video or think about things in a really sad way. I want to be positive, and that's one of my favorite things about having a community at all, spreading positivity and love. So try and be positive. Say something nice today. Do something nice today. I don't want to keep letting this cloud loom over my head though, so I'm just going to move on. I don't plan on making any more statements, and I don't plan on talking about this anymore. This is it. I just want to focus on making the best content that I can. So that's what I'm going to do. I have tons of Minecraft content that I've been working on, and I'm super excited to put it out there. Pretty crazy. And I've been working on some stuff for over a year now. I don't want to throw the excitement away. And again, this was by far the biggest reason for my inactivity. So Minecraft Dream will be coming back full force, stepping away from Twitter, and just focusing on putting out awesome Minecraft videos like I used to do. So yeah, I appreciate everyone that watched this video all the way through. I'm sure it was a roller coaster. There's tons of links and information as well in the description. I also posted multiple videos on my second channel. See you guys soon.
Damn. That was a good video. I can't lie. W video.
W on God. Alright, I'll play 2.2.
Hold on. I need to. There we go. Alright. Oh, that's the video. What do you guys think?
Oh man, that was so cool.
Honestly, I think it was well made. Like, in my opinion. Inspect Discord still works. How old are you? Anyway. Yeah, I think in my opinion it was a really good, well-made video. Because I mean, he talked about everything that needed to be talked about. He gave valid reasoning. He also showed evidence. I mean, what more can you ask for, right? Yeah, bro.
Good video.
Yeah, I watched the whole video. You gonna stream more? I'll probably stream 2.2 now, honestly. Should I?
Alright. Yeah, you should.
Alright. I'll stream 2.2. Alright.
Wait, do it in like a separate stream so like people don't have to watch the
Yeah.
video then.
Alright. I'm at the stream.